Guys, my name is Justin Marc, and for the last 8 years, I've traveled to 50 plus countries, 6 different continents to teach young men how to become amazing with social skills and dating. Now, earlier this evening, I actually posted on my Instagram. You guys can actually go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. My new Instagram, JunkJustin2. Go follow me, link to the description or the bottom of the screen right here. And essentially, what I posted was saying, hey guys, I'm filming some new YouTube content, and I need some inspiration. What video topics would you like me to cover? And I kind of just wanted a new idea for a video, but this post in general got me a great idea of just doing a little Q&A, answering some of your guys' questions. This not only motivates you guys to engage with me on my Instagram, because I literally read every single message, every single comment on YouTube, on all my social media, on Instagram, and I love it. I love connecting with you guys. So I'm actually gonna dig through some of your guys' messages, and I'm actually going to answer them on this video, okay? So I'm super excited to jump into it, and let's just jump into it. So guys, I don't actually have too much time. I have a cute girl from Tinder coming over. Right now it's 2 in the morning, okay? And this girl's actually driving 114 kilometers and bringing her puppy, a girl I've never met before, from Tinder. That should be fun. If you guys wanna know more about online dating and Tinder and whatnot, go to online-seduction.com and get a copy of my online seduction course. This shit will change your life. Holy fuck, this is pretty crazy that like every single day, I fall asleep with a different girl. Sometimes it's the same girl from a few days ago, sometimes with 2 girls. The other day, I did fall asleep with 2 girls. It's actually a really nice feeling. So I'm sleeping, right? Cuddling a girl, wrap my legs around her. Another girl has her arms and legs wrapped around me. And then I roll over, wrap my legs around the other girl. The other girl wraps her arms and legs around me, and I'm like just seeing this like cool cuddle sandwich during this whole coronavirus thing, during all these lockdowns and COVID and whatnot. But I've actually built up this really awesome rotation of girls who are just seeing me, right? And it's pretty cool. So someone actually asked me, how do I build a rotation? So the question was, we're getting a lot of questions, but I'm just gonna answer them as they come. Building_a_masterpiece asked a question about building a rotation. Well, how do you build a rotation? Now, over the last few months, cold approach hasn't really been a thing. Meeting girls in the daytime, in bars, in clubs, in social adventurous places hasn't really been an option. And so I had to do online dating. So what happened about a year ago is I was traveling Australia with my good friend Alfredo, and we're traveling around Australia on a motorcycle. And I remember I was just so tired of traveling after that I went to Bali by myself for 10 days, hung out in Bali, Indonesia for 10 days, by myself, kicking it, chilling, trying to figure out where my next moves are. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Toronto, Canada, my home city. But before that, I'm gonna go visit my buddy Brad in Mexico. So Brad called me, convinced me to come to Mexico. We went to Mexico and coronavirus happened. The world goes into lockdown, everything shuts down, everything's crazy. And I had to recreate a new life for myself in Mexico because I'm in a new country where I don't speak the language and things are crazy. So I'm in a new country, new continent really, because I hadn't been back to Toronto in quite some time. I hadn't been back in North America, and Mexico is very Latin, right? And I have to now learn online dating because things are shutting down. Things are going to lockdown. I have to learn a new language. So I essentially learned Spanish by Tindering, which was really crazy. And I had to learn how to build up a rotation from scratch again for like the millionth time because of coronavirus. And I had to do all this through online and online dating because now I can't go to the park and cold approach girls. I can't go to the grocery store and meet girls because they only let like 8 people in the grocery store at a time. I can't walk down the street because nothing is open. There's nobody on the street. And I can't go to clubs because they just shut down, right? And so I had to learn how to build a rotation again from scratch. So I did it through Tinder, through online dating. I did it in Mexico, and I met so many beautiful women. I met so many amazing people, and it was a lot of fun. And I had really, even to this day, I even have a lot of good vibes with those girls. I'm in touch with them on social media, and it's really good times. And even tonight, this girl just messaged me saying, bless. Cute white girl stoner chick, right, she's actually from out of town. She's gonna be driving down. Toronto's a really interesting city where you're in the center, and I find a lot of girls come from out of town, from the little suburban cities in the Toronto area. They'll kind of drive down to come see me because I'm the cool Toronto guy, right? LOL, don't want to show up and no one there. I promise you I will be awake until at least 6 a.m. I'll say 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Right? So here we go, another girl in the rotation. And so how did I build this rotation in Mexico? How did I come back to Toronto, not being in Toronto for a year, and build up an amazing rotation of amazing women, really cool friends, just cool vibes and a cool lifestyle, even during coronavirus, even during lockdowns? Well, the secret was online dating. And we teach this all in my online seduction course, online-seduction.com. But I'll break it down here. I don't like to talk about this stuff too much publicly. I only like to talk about this behind a paywall. And the reason for that is just the world is becoming very politically correct, very, I guess you could say, extremist in a lot of the views. So I'm very careful with what type of information I put out there publicly for just anybody to see. But in terms of building a rotation, building some sort of like roster of people you're dating and seeing or whatever, it really comes down to, just put it this way, okay? If you want to find your dream partner, your dream girlfriend, right? Or any women watching this, your dream boyfriend, the best way to get good at finding that ideal partner is getting good with people in general, right? So if you're a man who wants to improve your dating life and find your hot 10 out of 10 girlfriend, well, the best way to do that is become great with dating women in general. Because you got to realize that dating, whether you're a man or a woman, is a skill set, because there's so many different variables, right? Your communication, your lifestyle, your experiences, right? You essentially don't attract what you want, you attract what you are, and therefore in your partner that you attract or your partners that you attract, you're going to attract exactly who you are. And so when it comes to building a rotation, you want to find people you get along with who won't be annoying, because I find like I don't like my attention being taken up. So literally right now, there's another girl who's calling me, asking me to hang out tonight. Her name's Zoe. It's a girl I've been hanging out quite a bit in recent times, and she keeps asking me to come over. She actually just messaged me 9 minutes ago, and she's like, Zoe 101. I was joking around. I was saying, Zoe, you're always out with boys. What would your father say? And I actually encouraged Zoe to go out and hang out with other boys. I actually encouraged her to do that. And the reason for that, and this is kind of ridiculous, is because she's too demanding of my attention and time, and I just don't want to deal with that, right? So I've actually built up a rotation of really cool girls, and in doing so, I built this awesome lifestyle where I have different women I can hang out with different days of the week, or whenever I want to hang out that specific person. And the way you do that is just by, again, being good with people or with dating in general. So with me, I'm pretty good, dating women. And so because of that, I'm able to attract a lot of women to me, or a lot of dating options, right? And because of that, let's say, I have a lot of crazy intimate experiences in the short term, right? Let's say I am in a new city, Mexico, or I'm in Toronto, and I'm partying, going crazy, having fun, meeting girls, right? In a very consensual and respectful way. Okay, that's win-win. That doesn't ever hurt anyone's feelings, and I'm very upfront with my intentions. I let them know what I'm specifically looking for. Well, when I do that, now we know the dynamic. The frame is set up front, right? And oftentimes, I will keep some of those people around in my life. Whether it was a short-term dating experience that wasn't meant to be there for the long term, right? If you know what I'm saying, right? A lot of them will be cool girls that I want to spend more time with. And so I was seeing a girl recently, I'm not gonna name names, but she's a really, really sweet girl. And so I've been very sure to communicate my emotions for her, how I feel about her, and why I want to see her again. And because of that, she's super down and intrigued to hang out with me again. And so it's been really cool. So that's essentially how you build a rotation, is just, upfront communication, and by seeing many, many different people and then bring them into your lifestyle and reality. So we actually have some really good questions here. We have a lot of good questions here. Someone said, what girls need in boys? Like, what are women looking for in boys? Is it good looks or is it good communication skills? Well, it's actually both, right? You want to do something called looks maxing, where essentially you're optimizing your aesthetics. Now, a lot of people will argue that it's not just your looks, it's your game. That's true, for sure. I think most women tend to go for a man with a cool lifestyle, or a cool vibe, or a cool energy, or persona, or demeanor, right? And so typically, you want to develop your communication skills, your social skills, your vibe, your entire emotional energy to attract the right women and the right, dating environment for yourself, right? But you also want to improve your looks, right? I've taken it pretty fucking far. I've gotten a nose job, I got a chin surgery. I'm actually on medication right now, so I stopped balding. I actually started balding recently. And so I wanna make sure I maintain my looks, my aesthetics, my overall look. And this isn't just your fitness. Fitness helps a lot, right? But it's also your fashion, your health overall, because you can tell a lot about someone's health from looking in their eyes, right? And I mean, if you even look at me after the media scandal I went through, if you look at my eyes were like black, and it was also because I was recovering from the nose job. You know, black eyes is kind of like a temporary few month symptom kind of thing from a nose job recovery, a rhinoplasty recovery, right? But you honestly want to improve your looks overall. So fashion, grooming, your overall hygiene, right? Making sure you fucking look really good. And then also improving your communication skills, the way you speak, speaking articulately, speaking with a high level of communication, speaking with high status communication. Check this out, okay? So a lot of women message me on Instagram through Tinder. So from Tinder, they go to Instagram, message me. I kind of create this like funnel, right? I've created a funnel for my dating. And even earlier tonight, I was messaging a girl and I sent her this voice message. So listen to this voice message.
Hey Steph, I hope your evening is going as great as mine is. You're honestly super fucking adorable. Like, I find you incredibly attractive. We should meet up sometime. Are you in the Toronto area, by the way? Also,
her reply was, oh my God, you should be a radio host. Cause like, what? And then 3 heart faces, okay? And I find
Hey Justin, how's it going? Yeah, so basically I do not live in Toronto. I actually live out east in Whitby. I am not Latina. I'm actually Indian. I was born in Dubai though, so there's that. And I appreciate your comments. They're very, very sweet. Yeah, you have a very unique, like commanding voice almost. It's like very, I don't know, I just really, really like it.
So by improving your communication skills, you can actually become a closer. You can use this for business, you can use this for dating, you can use this for whatever you really want. So essentially, improving your overall aesthetics, the way you look, the way you make people feel from the way you look is great. But you also want to improve the way you communicate with your body language, your voice, your overall commandment in your communication. Someone actually asked me a question. How was it when you moved out for the first time? How did your parents react? Well, I kind of did it gradually. And you know, if you're a young guy who's watching my content, awesome. Watch this stuff. It will really improve your life. And this is a great question because how do you transition from, there's so many different avenues with this, right? Like how do you transition from being the homebody who's, you know, staying at home, listening to everything your parents say, to going out, being adventurous, being crazy? Well, how I actually started was in college. I started getting into the nightlife industry, club promotion, partying, getting paid to throw parties and whatnot. And essentially what I did was I would just come home really fucking late because I was getting paid. My parents, my Catholic, conservative, Indian parents were like, well, he's making money. He's not drinking, he says, and he's, you know, being safe, which I was. And so because I would always come home, I kind of just kept extending the time I was coming home until it was like me coming home at 6 in the morning every night. And that became the norm, right? So I wouldn't really see my parents much because I'm sleeping from like 6 a.m. until like, you know, midday or like 1 p.m. And that was cool. So I wouldn't really see my family much anyway, right? But then I started traveling. And when I'm traveling, I'm living on my own anyway. So I remember I came back from Australia in 2017. And I remember getting back from the airport. My mother, the first thing she told me is take out the garbage. Thanks, Mom. And I decided that day, I need to move out. I need my own space. I'm a young man. I need to move out, right? And so I remember going to the club and one of my buddies, his name's Arya. He was kind of one of my wingmen. I met him through the pickup community. We go out and talk to girls together. He asked me to move in with him. He needed someone to fill his extra room. He gave me really cheap rent, $600. And I asked him, hey, can I have one of my friends move in too? And we'll share the room and we'll split rent. Because I also thought at the time $600 per month was a lot of money for me. So I did that, split rent with one of my buddies who moved in with me. And it was like $300 each, super fucking cheap for downtown Toronto, city center logistics. It was awesome. It was a great month, us pulling lots of girls having fun. But then what I did is I actually got a lease. I signed a lease for the next month in downtown Toronto, moved into a beautiful lakeside condo, fucking beautiful views, great times, tons of adventures and memories. You know, been there, done that. And yeah, it was crazy because like I remember at first my parents were like, "You're not moving out," and I said, "No, I am," because there's nothing you can do to stop me, right? It's like I remember when I first moved to Australia, they were like, "No, you're going back to school," and I was like, "Well, I'm paying for it myself. You can't stop me. Like, what are you gonna like physically stop me from leaving the country? I have my passport. I'm a citizen of Canada. I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? And there's nothing you can do to stop me. So too bad. I'm gonna do this." But I also sat my parents down as adults and explained to them why. And instead of them seeing me as some impulsive young man doing something crazy, they saw me as an adult making a decision for my life. And so they did the same thing with me moving out. And so it was kind of just something that happened. Now, we have another question. Do girls like getting approached during the pandemic? Do girls like getting approached at grocery stores? Do girls like getting approached while they're out and about? Well, here's the thing, right? Everybody right now is lonely as fuck. Now, I'm not telling you to go approach girls right now during the pandemic. I'm not telling you to go to the grocery store and pick up girls. I'm not saying do that. I'm not saying don't either. I'm saying you should do whatever the fuck it is you want to do in life. You should also be careful, take precautions. But let's just say you are in the grocery store, walking down the street, you know, shopping, buying some fresh vegetables and whatnot, and you see a cute girl you want to talk to. Well, there's nothing stopping you from saying hi to her from a place of social distance, right? From a place of like, hey, I'm over here, you're over there, right? And then like being very cautious, letting her know that you know what's going on. Yeah, I know we're in COVID and this international pandemic, but I liked your outfit. I felt like saying hi, right? There's nothing wrong with doing so. Just be very cautious, careful. You don't want to get arrested for being the random dude picking up girls in the grocery store during the pandemic. Now, I've actually met girls during coronavirus. I met beautiful women on the street in the middle of the day, right? It's still possible. You just got to be very careful. Take your precautions and also know your risk. I met some really beautiful women over the time of COVID from cold approach. So I'm not saying it's not possible. I've made lots of friends even during this time, but you got to be very cautious and very careful. And as much as possible, try to do it online if you can, just because, you know, human beings are social. We need to be social, but you also want to take your caution, be precautious and very careful to, you know, not get in trouble. But I may also be saying this so I don't get censored from the internet for not going against the mainstream political narrative. So, I mean, you obviously know what I'm thinking. I say fucking do it. Someone asked about getting laid during the pandemic. Well, obviously, online-seduction.com teaches you everything you'd want to fucking know about how to do that. Because right now, the best way to meet women and get results with dating and just in terms of like meeting people in general is online. Social media, Instagram, online dating, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all these different dating apps or social media platforms, they are the best tool for meeting people and getting intimate with interesting partners. So that's my advice to you. Someone actually asked about how to overcome your fears in a practical way. I actually made a video about that recently. I made a video about, I've been making a lot of self-development based content, which I'm very passionate about and love. So I say refer to that. If you want to overcome your fears, it really comes down to letting go of your past belief systems and jumping into a new world of new experiences. So I actually filmed a video about that recently. I would say go check out that video if you want more advice on letting go of fears. Someone actually asked, how can guys own their sexual desires as a man? I'm afraid to creep girls out or be shamed by them. Well, that's a great question. And again, it's not something I really want to talk about too publicly on YouTube. Anything related to kind of like sex and intimacy and stuff, I kind of do it behind a paywall just because it's a bit of a risky time to even talk about this stuff online. But I would say just own who you are as a man and, you know, be careful when you're talking about sex and intimacy when it comes to being social with people, because you want to kind of ease them in. So one way you can actually do that is by screening. By kind of screening the environment, screening how people are feeling, how you're making people feel through the words. And you can do that by joking. So oftentimes when I want to talk about sexual things, I make a lot of sexual jokes. I just make a lot, it's part of my humor, it's part of who I am. Right? If someone doesn't like that, we don't have to hang out. All right, I'm not gonna hang out with you. I'm not gonna make any more jokes about that, but I'm definitely not gonna hang out with you anymore, right? And so it's a really good way to kind of test the waters and see how people feel, or kind of just let them hit on you. Be a high value man. That's the best way I do it. Just be a fucking high value man. A man who's on his path, on his purpose, working on his goals, and let women hit on you. That's the way I like to do it. There's an awesome book called The Way of a Superior Man by David Data. Talks quite a bit about masculinity. It's definitely something I would recommend. Someone actually wants to know about my investments. So I don't like to talk too publicly again about my investments. A lot of the stuff that's happened in the last few months has made me a very, very private person. But when it comes to investments, I do a little bit of investing in certain things. It's kind of even gone to a point where I don't need to work anymore. My investments kind of take care of me. It's pretty fucking cool. But if you want to know more about it, you can actually DM me on any of my social media at the bottom of the screen, link in the description as well. And I am pretty public behind closed doors about a lot of the investments, but just know I'm doing some real estate stuff, a little bit of cryptocurrency stuff as well, and different business ventures as well. So that's pretty cool. My main thing that I love to do, my favorite thing, is personal coaching, one-on-one coaching. And I'd say the best investment is into yourself, your learning. So that's one thing I'm always investing in, is myself, my learning, being around people way the fuck smarter than me, being around people who I can constantly learn from and grow with. So that's the best way to invest in yourself. Anyway, guys, I hope that answers all your questions. This has been a great piece of content where I'm answering a lot of questions about masculinity, about self-development. But if you guys want to learn more about dating, online dating in general, go to online-seduction.com. If you get my elite tier of online seduction, there's over 50 hours of content inside. And we also have my discontinued natural transformations course in online seduction, only in the elite tier, which answers pretty much any question in this video or even on this Instagram Q&A. So you guys can actually go there. And if you guys ever have any questions, leave in the comments down below, or feel free to message me on any of my social medias, and I'll try my best to reply. Make sure to go follow my new Instagram, DrunkJustin2. Be sure to reply there as well. And make sure to follow me on YouTube. Make sure to click the subscribe button and click the bell notification so you're notified of new videos. Most people watch my content aren't subscribed to me, so I hope you are subscribed, and I hope you get notified of new videos. If you found any value in this content, make sure to leave a thumbs up so I know I'm doing great and I know that I'm helping you guys out. And I'm really happy to just always chat with you guys, always share more knowledge and value with you guys out of the things I've learned over the last 8 years, traveling to 50 plus countries, dating tons of beautiful women, hanging out with my cool influencer friends, just living an amazing fucking life. So guys, my name is Justin Marc. It's great to chat with you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.